Hi everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff out of Holiday, Florida, and I wanted to make a quick video. It might not be too quick, it might be 15 minutes long. This is for the Helpful Entrepreneur series and for my 30-day challenge for my videos. I wanted to go over 10 essential steps to being a home-based business owner. And the reason why I want to go over this is because some people just, they get in and they get really super busy with tons of stuff, or they can't get focused, and I want to help you. I want to help you streamline that and get focused. I've learned this from experience because I did the same thing as a lot of you all did. I got in and worked like crazy and never got anywhere because I was so busy being busy or busy getting ready. Okay, so here is the first step. Step number 1, find a team. Do your research and find a team of people. There's a lot of people out there that have branded themselves very nicely, but it's just their brand. It has nothing to do with the reality of being on their team. I have had experience with that. I tend to stay away from people that have super flashy blogs or super flashy headlines and all these photographs that are professionally done. I tend to kind of take that with a grain of salt, and I suggest everyone else do. This is not Hollywood. This is business. And even though it's important to, to feel good, and if you feel good getting dressed up and that's you authentically, then do that. I am not going to take away from people that feel their best all the way to the nines, because that's wonderful. I feel good pretty much. I'm comfortable any way that I come, and I almost on purpose bring myself to you on video in a super authentic way, wearing a tie-dye t-shirt. My hair's a mess. I don't have makeup on. I got a pimple over here. Where is it? I try not to cover myself up too much with that because I want you to know that I'm a person too. But then again, you will go back in some of my older videos and you'll see me dressed up, and you're going to see me get even more dressed up. That's just, going to be a process. It's part of being a person. So when you're looking for a team, keep that in mind. If you really resonate with people that are always all the way out to the nines, then find a team like that and interview them. Don't let them interview you. Interview them. Be sure. Interview their people and their team. How hard is it for you to get someone on the phone to answer a question? How difficult? Do they have any recorded trainings for you to do? So this way you're not wasting a lot of time. Do you have to make an appointment to get on the phone with them? Do you have, there's certain things that, especially as a new person coming into network marketing or internet marketing, that are really important. And that doesn't mean I want you to go waste someone's time. But what it means is that I don't want you to waste your time getting into a business or into a team that it's all show and no action. That's totally uncool. I won't name names, but if you want a list of names of people to avoid, I'll give them to you. And obviously, I know who the best team is. I know who the best network marketers are because I'm on their team. And it's important that you align yourself with people that take your success seriously. So seriously that you wonder sometimes who thinks it's more important, you or them. Sometimes you want that line to be fuzzy. Okay, number 2, you want to build your list. I'm talking about that same stuff. 25 people at the very least of people you know, people that you love, people that you interact with all the time. 25 people. Most of us know about 250 people by name. So a lot of us leave a lot of those folks on the table. Don't do that to yourself. Doesn't mean you got to chase them down and run them away or puke your opportunity all over them. Not at all. Because if you're with the right team, you're going to learn that's not how you do it. What you want to do is you want to build that list and you want to provide that list value. And you want to capture that list. So it's super important that you have some sort of system or some sort of capture generator where you can capture their emails and their names and hopefully their phone numbers. You make that part of what you want. And you create an email campaign. You're going to want to get an autoresponder and learn how to use it. I personally recommend GVO. I recommend it because I'll make money if you join it. I'll be honest with you. And number 2, it's the first time that I've had an autoresponder that I actually was able to figure out and use. And your basic account comes with 5,000 people you can put on that list. That's huge. Nobody else can do that, and the deliverability is amazing. So enough pitching GVO. You want to build a list, you want to capture them, and you want to keep in contact with them 2-3 times a week. Maybe more, maybe once a day. Go out there and find the people that you think are really super awesome in network marketing and get on their list and watch how often they interact with you and what they talk to you about. Is it always business? Is it sometimes just, a silly video about them having some sort of life change? Recently, Toby and Layla Black, she's pregnant and she's tells us about it. You know what I mean? So get on their list. Get on my list. You can see what I put up. I do a mix of business to video to instructional to that kind of thing. So build a list, interact with them, and get on other people's lists so you can learn how it's done. Find someone that you say, wow, they're really successful. I really like how people interact with them, and I want to see how they do it. And that's how you're going to learn, is you follow the leaders, even if you're not in their team. Go ahead and subscribe to them on Facebook, because most of them, they're maxed out on their friends list. Number 3, be consistent. That doesn't mean you log into your Facebook account once a week and you mention something about your shakes or your wrap or your, whatever marketing business you're doing. It means that you're consistent with exposing what it is you do. It means that you post 10 times a day on your business page on Facebook. It means that you share from there to your personal page occasionally. You place those Craigslist ads consistently. You don't do just one a month. You do 3 a day. Being consistent. If you want to use something like flyers I've always found have been like, ooh. The reason why I've always found that is because I'll go and make 500 copies of something, drop them, and never do it again for another couple months. You want to be consistent. If you're going to do something like flyers, you're going to want to do it once a week, and you're going to want to pick them out, and you're going to want to go ahead and do it. All that's any kind of free marketing that you can do for yourself. You want to do it, and you want to be consistent. If you start a blog, don't let a week go by before you make a blog post. Find something to write about. Or if you see somebody else has written a really great blog, go ahead and reblog it. There's a button. You can get a share button, and you can reblog it. What it'll do is it'll send the link over to their blog, to your blog, as a post. You can add a picture and write it. I just read this from Tara Woodruff, and I really think it's some great information. I want to share it with my readers as well. Go ahead and click the link and read her blog. You can do stuff like that. Just make sure you're being consistent. If you make a video, which I really suggest, and I'll get to that. I'm going to get to that. Make them at least once a week, twice a week. You want to develop a presence. Because people, like your first step, you're going to find a team. People are going to join you, not your company. Super important. Now, they may have been, say, let's pick Organo Gold. It's a humongous company with massive amounts of success. You can join Organo Gold with almost anybody. So you've already decided, okay, I really like Organo Gold, and I dig the coffee and commodities, and this is something I could totally do. What's your step? You're not going to just go to the first person you see that has a link to Organo Gold. You're going to find your team. So know that your team is probably the step you should take first. Okay? Number 4, be authentic. Like I said, in the first spot, you are now positioning yourself as the team. So you want to be as authentic as possible. If your thing is you like to get up in the morning and you like to put on high heel shoes and put on a suit and you like to do your hair and your makeup and you like to get in front of the video and you make a good video and then you socialize and then you go out and you go to the Blue Martini and you network with other people, you go to networking events. If that's who you are, that's what you need to show people. Because you want people that are going to be attracted to you and you want to be duplicatable. If you're pretending to be somebody you're not, you're never going to be duplicatable because that person doesn't exist. If you're like me and you rather wear pajamas all day and throw on a tie-dye and put a clip in your hair to keep it out of your face and get on the internet and make money, then that's what I better show you, right? That's how I feel. I mean, I know that I want to extend myself and I want to grow. And I can only do that in front of you as something that you're also evolving into. I'm definitely going to be doing more outside belly-to-belly marketing. I'm definitely going to get prettier. I'm definitely going to do little cute things and stuff like that because I enjoy that. I remember when I was a restaurant manager, oh, there was nothing like getting dressed up and hobnobbing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I was completely 100% authentic. What I did every day is I got up. I had a really short, you got to hear the story, a really short, super short, severe bob that came down at an angle, a Cleopatra, with severe bangs. My hair was dyed as black as it could get. I always wore a string of pearls. It was a signature. And I always wore a dress and heels. Everywhere. I always had my full makeup done everywhere. That was me. So, be authentic, guys. Be who you are and allow yourself to change. This is the next step. Do something every day that makes you uncomfortable. For some of you, doing video freaks you right out. Then make sure you cut a video. My girl, Ray Jackson, she's unbelievable. She hadn't done videos yet, and I encouraged her because she gets to see me and she knows girl does some good videos. Let me tell you something. And I think she's found something that's really video marketing is huge. And all she had to do was get out of her comfort zone for a little while and cut a couple of videos and redo them and go ahead. Beautiful. If you're afraid of writing, I know that when I began this journey, I started with my Blogspot blog, my Coach Tara Woodruff blog. I had it private for over a year. I was terrified people would read my thoughts. When I decided I was going to take myself seriously, I made that blog public. And I got 70 followers. It's not a whole bunch, but I don't want a whole bunch. I want the right ones. So make sure you do something every day that makes you a little uncomfortable. It's kind of like when you're working out, and it's not about extending yourself to the point where you're hurt. It's about extending yourself to the point where you improve. So if you got to stretch a little deeper, increase your weights a little bit more, that's where you're going to see your results, is when you take it a step further. E.T. Thomas, the hip-hop preacher, he says, you're already in pain. Why not, don't quit now. You're already in pain. Why not make it something? So do something that makes you uncomfortable. That is step number 5. Do something every single day that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Sarah, my daughter, she does a video challenge as well because she's shy, she says, even though that's just a word. It's not true. And she's also wanting to improve her vocabulary, so every day she's picking the craziest word she can, and she's using it as often as she possibly can, and learning how to say it and spell it. That's something uncomfortable to her. And that's what's going to help her grow. Next thing you know, she's going to be all over this. It takes time. Number 6, personal development. That ties into number 5. Take 20 minutes every day, and even if you hate reading, sit down in front of a book and read a few pages. Do that. Have audio going on all the time. I like to listen to Jeffrey Combs' podcasts a lot. I really like his style. I listen to Cedric Harris. I listen to, oh God, there's a bunch of big guys. Les Brown. Holy, he's awesome. I love listening to that. It makes me feel good. Brings my level of vibration up higher. It helps me be a better person. It makes me a better leader, a better business person. So make sure you are taking the time to do your personal development. Number 7, follow directions. Follow directions. Do not expect someone else to explain to you something that's already available to you to learn. It's a waster of time and money for both you and that person. Okay? I've been running into that a little bit lately, and I love being super helpful, but I learned something really important about being helpful. I can't help you if you haven't already helped yourself. We have the same, no matter what business you're in, you have trainings available to you. Work those trainings. And then, for your extra stuff, you go to your team. Okay? Number 8, follow up. Follow through. Don't join a company or a team or anybody doing anything if you're not willing to dedicate 90 days to busting your ass, to being super badass, to making it happen. 90 days. That's how most network marketers run. 90-day cycles. They run 90 days hard. They run a week or two soft. They run 90 days hard, a week or two soft. That's why you'll see some of the major network marketers are going on vacation every freaking 90 days. They do that. When you get yourself and you followed all these steps, and you take your business as seriously as your upline does, you're going to be going on vacation every 90 days for a week in Cabo. It's going to happen. You know, it might not happen right this second, but it's going to happen. Next, I want you to make yourself important. Make yourself important. Start taking your own self as seriously as your children do. Okay? I'm not talking about your teenagers that backtalk you all the time. I'm talking about how your kids looked at you when they were 5 years old. I want you to realize that that is really who you are. And I want you to make yourself important. I'm not talking about that you have to have, you know, a Google Calendar and you got to block off time to spend time with you. And I'm not talking about that, but I want you to do yourself a favor. Get yourself one of those time clocks that you use for the kitchen, the old-fashioned egg timer, and set that for 5 minutes every time somebody calls you. When that alarm goes off, if that conversation isn't moving into a high vibration for you, get off the phone. Get off the phone. Because you have nothing to offer them if it's not going to improve. Make sure you take yourself seriously. Know that the value you have is to be given to other people, and that's a beautiful thing. But it's not to be given away to other people. Okay? Number 10, the biggest, most important step in the first 10 steps of being a successful network marketer is to take full 100% responsibility for everything. If you didn't make money this week, that's your fault. If you didn't make money last week, that's your fault. If you didn't hit the rank that you wanted to hit in the time frame you wanted to hit it, that's your fault. I'm not saying that's bad. That's a whole nother section. We'll get into how to bounce back. Because you got to be resilient. You got to have some really thick skin. You got to know the big picture is way bigger than your paycheck this week. You might not make some money this week, but in 2 weeks you just might get yourself up there to a 4-figure month, to a 5-figure month, and the next thing you know, you've got hundreds of people in your system, and you are helping people change their lives. It's your responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your team. Be specific about the people you enroll. Know that 80% of them are going to do nothing. That does not stop you from moving at all. So with that being said, that's my little top 10 steps to being a successful entrepreneur. And maybe in my next video I'll get dressed up. Because I feel like, I don't know, getting tired of t-shirts. Love you guys. Bye.